Good evening, everyone, and welcome to the Aberdeen Township Workshop meeting for Thursday, September 4th, 2025. This meeting is being held in conformance with the Open Public Meeting Act. Notice has been given to the newspapers of record, posted on the municipal building, and filed with the Township Clerk. The next open public meeting of this Township Council will be held Thursday, September 18th. 2025 at 7. Please note that date of September 18th, 2025. Roll call, please.
Councilman Cannon.
Here.
Councilman Hirsch.
Here.
Councilwoman Kelly.
Here.
Councilman Martucci.
Excuse.
Councilman Swindell.
Here.
Deputy Mayor Montal.
Here.
Mayor Tagliaferri.
Yes, thanks very much. Mr. Russell, can you walk us through the agenda?
Yes, Mayor. Tonight we have item 88 is an insertion of a Chapter 159 from a grant of $75,000 into the 2025 budget. Item 89 is an award of the odor control and corrosion control for the dioxide contract. That's a normal every fall bid for water treatment. And item 90 is a veteran exemption for residential property, block 72, lot 8. And 91 is a part of our 2025 roads project, approving a contract for short concourse for $4,089,089. I do have some department heads here for other questions. And the only other business I have for tonight, I will need an executive session for litigation. And just to remind everyone, which I can do now, but we do have the September 17th New Jersey Property Tax Relief Filing Event at the Community Center in Clifford Beach from 12 to 4. If you remember, we had something back in early July. It was just to explain the anchor program and how it's to work through the state, and now the state's coming back to actually help the residents to actually do their anchor program applications. And that will be on the 17th. And then, of course, I know we have one more meeting also before this date, but I want to remind everyone, Aberdeen Day is Saturday, September 20th from 11 to 4. We have our Family Fun Zone again. We have the BMX Bike Show coming back. And of course, we have our autograph signings. And this year's autograph signers, we have former New York Ranger Ron Greschner, former New York Met Howard Johnson, and current New York Yankee Oswaldo Cabrera coming. So we got 3 really good former athletes and current athletes that will be in attendance. We should have a great day. We had one of our final meetings today with the committee, and everything's looking to be, again, better than it was before. So we're really looking to a great day, hoping for really good weather, so keep your fingers crossed on that one. So that's all I have. If there's any questions from mayor or council members on agenda items or other business. And like I said, you have department heads if there's questions or questions.
Any questions? You're good. All right, excellent. With that, I'll take a motion to move into the regular meeting.
So moved.
Second.
All in favor?
Aye.
Okay, welcome to the regular meeting of the Dean Township Council for Thursday, September 4th, 2025. This meeting is being held in conformance with the Open Public Meeting Act. Notice is given to the newspaper of record posted in the municipal building and filed with the township clerk. The next open public meeting of this township council will be held on Thursday, September 18th, 2025. I ask you to take note again of the date of September 18th. Roll call, please.
Councilman Cannon.
Here.
Councilman Hirsch.
Here.
Councilwoman Kelly.
Here.
Councilman Swindell.
Here.
Deputy Mayor Montal. Here. Mayor Tagliaferri.
Yes, thank you very much. I'm going to ask you all to please rise for a moment of silence and salute to all great. Let's continue to keep in mind all the men and women in uniform who protect us here at home and on foreign soils to allow us to meet in forums like this. I'd like to also offer you this moment for yourself or any personal intentions that you have. I pledge allegiance
to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Thank you all. Please be seated. Agenda 5, hearing of the citizens on agenda items only. That would be what's on the printed page in front of you. So if anybody has anything they'd like to talk about on the agenda items, please come up to the microphone now. Just say who you are. I'd love to hear what you have to say. Okay, I'm not seeing anything come up this evening. I'm going to move on to reports. Mr. Manager, anything?
Nothing on there.
All right.
Oh,
Okay.
yes, so,
No, please.
okay. So, the 9/11 memorial service at Town Hall will be on Thursday, September 11th at 10 a.m. So please all are invited. Hopefully it'll be a nice, and not rainy day.
Yes, very good. Thank you, Deputy Mayor. And, you already did it earlier.
I'm on the record.
Very good.
Just have an executive
Any
session.
other members of council have anything they'd like to add?
Yes, sir.
Yeah, please.
I'm excited to finally vote on 2025-91, which is short concourse. The road's been a disaster for quite some time. DPW has done an admirable job. I think that's really good. They did an admirable job trying to keep the triangle together for many years while we got to the point of being able to replace all the pipes and the road. So I'm really excited about that, to get that moving. It leads to, some of our nicest areas in town to go to park, and I think it'd be great to get it done. So, thank you.
Yes. Anyone else on the desk? I'm not seeing anything. We're moving on to number 7. Councilman Hirsch, please.
Yes, the mayor and fellow council members would like to make a motion to accept the minutes of August 21st, workshop and executive meeting.
Second.
Councilman Cannon.
Yes.
Councilman Hirsch.
Yes.
Councilwoman Kelly.
Yes.
Councilman Swindell.
Yes.
Deputy Mayor Montal.
Yes.
Mayor Tagliaferri.
Yes, thank you very much. Councilman Cannon, you'll be honest, please.
Yes, Mayor and fellow councilor, I'd like to make a motion to adopt the consent agenda, which consists of resolutions 2025-88, 2025-89, and 2025-90, and my favorite, as I mentioned before, 2025-91.
Second.
Councilman Cannon.
Yes.
Councilman Hirsch.
Yes.
Councilwoman Kelly.
Yes.
Councilman Swindell.
Yes.
Deputy Mayor Montal.
Yes.
Mayor Tagliaferri.
Yes, thank you very much. Okay, on to number 9, hearing of the citizens on any item at all. Whatever's on your mind, the microphone is yours. Just please identify yourself and please.
Hello, Lauren Ramos, 60 Philip E. Frank Way. Last meeting we were here and I was bringing the parking issue at the Bluffs to you. I understand there was a meeting that was had, a little disappointed because I asked if I could be attendant at that meeting, but I wasn't. So I was just trying to figure out what happened, what was the resolution. And my second request is, while this is being worked out, while we're figuring all the dirty details out, is there any way we can ask if the police can stop ticketing for just a little while? Since I've been here, we've received more tickets. So it's just getting a little bit absurd. To be quite frank, the people of the community have all come up to me and they've all said it feels like a money grab. So it's actually making the police department not look very good.
Well, I did have a meeting yesterday with the HOA president and the developer. We listened to what his thoughts were with our professionals, and we'll be meeting with our with our township attorney. But everything right now is still very fluid for review what actually the township can do, because there's not much that we can. But we will be reviewing it, but there's no decision at this time.
Okay. Well, while it's being worked out, can we do something to stop the ticketing?
The chief of police has just walked into the back. So chief, they're asking that ticketing be stopped in the bluffs while a consensus is trying to be drawn of parking issues over there. If you want to explain again
Sure.
what you can and not do.
It's a fire lane. We can't park there. We already had a major fire there many years ago. When that road was developed, it was developed for you not to park there, right? I don't know how long this process is going to take for you guys to come to some type of conclusion. I cannot direct guys not to do it, because then if there, God forbid, there is a fire there, and they're like, well, the street was littered with cars, and the Aberdeen police did nothing about it, and a house burned down, that's gonna be on me, and I'm not gonna rest my head on that at night. Okay? I have not directed, after the last council meeting, I have not directed any officers to go in there. I didn't say, hey, let's go in there and start lighting the place up. That's not what we're about. I think if anybody in this room knows the Aberdeen Police, that's not the way we operate. Again, if calls for service come in there, if an officer sees that there's 10 cars there, I expect my officers to do their job and not turn a blind eye on that, because the liability end of things, I don't want to be sued because I gave my guys direction to not go and do it, and somebody lost their life, a cop, a resident, a fireman, because we had cars there and couldn't get in to save that problem. I hope that there's some type of resolution. I don't know how that process works out, but I will not direct my officers to not go in there and do their jobs.
Okay. All right, thank you. Just keep paying $58 a week.
Would anyone else like to come up to the microphone on any issue that they have?
Hi, my name is Gary Coleman. I'm on the HOA board, but again, I'm just a secretary. I understand that you said there was some discretion. So I agree with you. I've been there 13 years, so I was there when the fire happened. It was funny because we had someone, my wife goes to synagogue, we had someone printing barrels, and we were gonna sit, the truck guys were there for like 14 hours waiting, literally, because they couldn't go through that part. But when I say the discretion, if we're parked across our driveway and we're no way in the street, then wouldn't that be a discretion? Because we're not stopping any vehicles, because there's no, you're saying, well, we can't block the sidewalks. I'm confused about that.
So
I'm
what
sorry.
I will do,
Mm-hmm.
you want to block your driveway,
Okay.
I can absolutely let the officers know, hey, let's not pick on the nitpicking.
Okay.
But the fire lane, that is a no-go.
No, I'm not disputing that, because again, I've been here longer than a lot of people. I was one of the first row of houses, so I was actually resident when the fire happened. And so I know it's narrow. But again, our situation is not going to be solved probably anytime soon, because I've lived there for over 13 years, it's never been settled. But I understand what you're saying, and I respect what you're saying, and God forbid if my house burnt down because my neighbor blocked the sidewalk, I would be livid. But if we're in our driveway and we're nowhere on the street, that would provide some temporary relief from us. If you could do that, that would be greatly appreciated.
Again, I think part of it too is I have seen some photos of how cars are parked all over like lawns and like, that's, you know, again, that's not with the garage, the driveway.
Yes,
I'm not gonna get into semantics of how
Yes,
people
sir.
do whatever.
Yes, sir.
Right? If you're impeding on any type of the roadway, we'll just do the road.
Yes,
That I'm not gonna have my guys not do.
I agree with you 100%.
I think, while this is playing out, if a guy says, hey, look, I went in there and there was cars parked all over people's lawns or whatever, again, they should have some type of discretion, right? If they're running the plate, it comes back to number 10, right? No, maybe that's a conversation that we have, moving forward.
Okay.
To try to help out the situation.
Okay.
But the fire lane is no-go.
No problem. That little bit of consideration would be extremely helpful, and I appreciate that. Thank you so very much. Sorry, thank you.
Thank you very much. Anyone else like to come up on any issue or topic that's on their minds at this point in time?
I have some folder that I'd like to show you guys if I can
Sure.
pass them on.
Eric, you want to get-
So, evening, Mayor and Council. My name is Rick Campos, 51 Philip B. Franklin Way. What I handed you all is just a compilation of documents with regard to the community, the Bluffs at Aberdeen. If you look on the left side, I didn't print you all the voluminous documents. We'd be here for a long time. I just gave you some snippets. But you'll see the survey for the entire community. And I think you guys, I want to make sure you guys understand what the community is and sort of the structure of the community. And you can look at any of the site plans on the left side there. But what I want to say is, the first set that's there is Exhibit B1 from the master deed, which is in the documents that were given to me when I purchased my home. They show the Phase 1 build-out. Then Exhibit B2 shows the full build-out. Then after that, there were 15 amendments filed, again, showing the full build-out. And then after that, in 2016, there was an ordinance filed, once again, showing the full build-out, all of them which show a parking lot that is a common element in our community. And in reality, it's not a common element right now, which I think that's what the meeting you guys had yesterday with the developer and the engineer and everything else. But what I want to really show you is on the document on the right side there, the planning minutes from the meeting minutes for the planning board back in February 16, 2011. And that was the day that the community layout and setup was established. Some of you were even there. You guys, your signatures are on the last page. But the page that I tagged that has the post-it note explains exactly what the parking layout should have been, and explains that looking at the two parking lots, the smaller lot, and I'll just read this for you, Ms. Coppola, who was the city planner for Aberdeen at the time, says there's a 14-space lot on the southwest side of the site between the two COA buildings. If you make that lot only for the COA units, and the larger lot situated between the COA and the Market Rate building be left open for first come, first served. So that was the decision that the Aberdeen Planning Board had made. The township attorney was there, Mr. Lechstein, the developer's attorney from Jordan Holloran was there. Everybody seemed to be in agreement with it. And the next document on the right side of the folder is the memorialization of those decisions. Turning to the second page, which would be page 5 of it, says the 14-space lot specifically reserved for the affordable units. On the third page, which is page 6 of it, little m, the homeowners association documents shall be submitted to the township planner, Ms. Coppola, the township attorney, Mr. Lechstein, and the planning board, so to determine whether the documents are consistent with the township planner's memorandum, which is what they decided on that previous document I just showed you, as well as the representations made by the applicant, the developer, at the public hearing in this matter. And then little v, on the last page, and you'll see all your signatures at the bottom there, all representations made under oath by the applicant or his agents, so representations made by the developer or his agents, his attorneys, which are Van O'Halloran, shall be deemed conditions of this approval, and any misrepresentations or actions by the applicant contrary to the representations made before the board shall be deemed violation of this approval. So what I'm trying to show you is that parking lot that has been reserved, taken over, whatever language you want to use for it, is supposed to be common element. And that's what's causing the squeeze here. That's what's causing the parking crunch. That's why people are blocking their driveways. That's why people are getting tickets. Because they don't have access to a parking lot that is empty 40% of the time. Okay, it is empty, it is half empty right now, maybe 40% empty right now. And I encourage you all, after you leave this meeting today, to drive through the Bluffs, drive through Philip E. Frank Way, and take a look at the cars that are blocking their driveways, and take a look at how many cars are in those parking lots. If you keep going further, I've given you some additional language that shows you that the master deed explicitly says the smaller lot is reserved for the COA. I have no problem with that lot. I'm not here to talk about that lot. But the page after that, I show 8.4, the rights of the Township of Aberdeen. Aberdeen has rights when it comes to our community, and you guys can enforce those rights. If the HOA doesn't want to do the right thing and open up the lot for everybody, well then Aberdeen can come in and do it for us. And then finally, the last document on the right, you mentioned the developer. The developer's rights ended back in 2022. Mr. Clementi is a landlord. He owns the COA, that's it. Why he's having conversations with engineers, why there's a meeting, I'm not really sure, because if you take a look at the second page of that pamphlet, it makes very clear that the homeowners have rights, the market buyers, and you would need 2/3 of the community to agree to any structural or change to the master deed and to the site plans. So I'm not looking, whatever the outcome is of these permeable pavers, I don't think that's the answer, because you can't get an ambulance in, you can't get a fire truck to get through the door if a car is in the way of the doorway. And I really hope that you guys consider a different alternative than these permeable pavers. If you have any questions, I'm happy to answer.
I have a couple of questions. That's okay, Mayor.
Let's call it the large lot, the small lot, is that fair?
Sure.
Okay. The small lot is clearly dedicated to the COE.
Yep, no problem.
And I believe the last time there was one last time, it was really that the large lot is also dedicated to the COE.
Correct, and it's not supposed to.
Okay. Does the master deed address the large lot? I see it directly talks about the small lot.
It doesn't address it directly.
It's just silent.
It's silent about it, but it's the only guidance you have is what's shown in that survey. And with regard to that, the surveys that you see, somebody directed Mr. Kenneth Frank to draw that, okay? Somebody told him to draw it that way.
I was just wondering if it said in black and white that it's supposed to be.
No, there's, the only language I've given you is that 14, that small blurb there. 14, that the smaller lot is, but I will say, if you look at the planning board meeting minutes, it makes very clear that none of, the lots also have numbers on the spots. None of the lots are supposed to have numbers. Okay, the lot is supposed to be for general use, both the smaller lot for whoever in the COA wants to use that. I think you probably could make an arrangement of some sort for the 3 bedrooms or the 2 bedrooms, but the larger lot is shared parking. It's for everyone. It's for everyone in the community and for the COA. And it also makes clear that, and those planning board minutes also make clear that the COA is supposed to park in those 2 lots only, okay, with the larger lot being shared. Lastly, there was this comment at the last meeting about the 2 spots per unit. Colorful diagram I've given you guys. So what you see on the left there, that shows the parking allocation from the master site plan. Okay, and if you take a look, and I've blown it up for you, it says COA 19 times 2 equals 38. There are 37 apartments, really 38 because there's a laundry room, but there are 37 apartments, okay? A top and bottom apartment, okay? So 2 apartments equal, the structure is the unit. So each of those structures gets 2 spots per unit. And that is met by the 2 parking spots in front of the unit. And that's what you can see in the blue in the diagram there, 12, 12, and 14, because there are technically 19 structures, 38 apartments, 38 spots. And that was the initial plan, and clearly that was the plan for the planning board, to meet the requirement. So, yeah, I mean, I wanted to just use that concept.
I'm sorry, could you say that again?
I just wanted to make clear, that's where the 2 spots per unit is meant.
Oh, in the original approval.
Correct. And well, in the master site plan, it even specifically says COA, 19 times 2 equals 38. That's your 2 spots per unit.
I have another question. Let's say that everything you're saying is right, and we can take action and we can solve this problem, right? That is almost certainly going to come with clearing out everybody's garage in place.
Correct,
as well,
yeah.
Right, because everyone's going to have to be treated fairly at that point.
Sure, yeah.
You know, and they're designated parking spots too. That's, frankly, I would imagine that the landlord would turn around and point it out to the mutual owners and be
Right, and he
garages at that point.
and he has, yes, he
So-
has. And to your statement, yes, there are people that have 3 or 4 cars, and I don't know why you buy a home there with a, you know, or they buy a home and the garage doesn't fit, the car doesn't fit in the garage. Okay, neither here nor there, but yes, the association has said to, you know, utilize your garage if possible. Okay, and there are a handful of people that do, there are a lot of people that don't. You know, we do have storage issues, these are small units. There's a wide variety of arguments on this whole thing. Okay, even in the community, there's a wide variety of arguments of like, what's the big deal of parking in the fire lane?
That's what I was trying to get to. I know that when people here,
Right,
there's very specific guys, it's very. It's like consequences. to that,
it
too.
is wild, the opinions that have come out on this. There are people that are saying, block your drive. I mean, my issue more so is the HOA has said, please do not call the police because everybody will get tickets. And I think that is wholly inappropriate for an HOA to say, okay? Now, we do have a parking problem, and the solution is in front of our face every time we come into the community. It's right there. I'm telling you, go, please, some of you drive through tonight after this
Well,
meeting.
I've been through the large lot, it's really empty a lot of the time.
A lot of time, but the nighttime is really the issue, because people need a place to park at night. And you'll see that it's 40% empty. There's enough space between the 2 lots to make up for the 7 to 10 cars that are blocking the driveways.
Well, thank you for all.
Thank you.
Do you need it back? Or we can-
No, those are all yours.
Sir, first let me thank you for your time. Appreciate it.
Hello again. My name is Matthew Clemente, the developer association of the Bluffton Avenue. Municipal ordinance supersede the association's master deed by law. That's number one in the legal context.
Implementing the microphone. Thank you. Okay.
Municipal ordinances supersede the association's master deed and bylaws. Your ordinances are 2 parking spaces per unit, not what Mr. Campos says. A 1 or 2 bedroom downstairs is a separate unit from a 3 bedroom upstairs. So he's trying to say a 2 bedroom downstairs and a 3 bedroom upstairs should have 1 spot. No, it's 2 spots each, 1 in the front and the 2 parking lots. That's why Maxine, that's why John Quinn, and that's why your ordinances say 2 parking spaces per unit. There are 38 units, 37 units. They need 74 spots. And that's what it was from the beginning. He was not in this from the beginning. 75% of the homeowners do not use the garage. If 15% of them would use the garage, we would not have this problem. But they don't care. They want to pick on the co-units, they want to take parking away from the co-units. This is discrimination. I didn't go to the DCA yet because I didn't want to be bothered. He went 30 times. He cost the association unbelievable amount. 2 parking spaces per unit. And it was designed for 37 co-units. And I have 1 handicap parking space. And that is it. Thank you.
Hello, Alexandra Parada Small, Unit 95, Philip E. Frank Way. I'm the board president at the Bluffs at Aberdeen. I've been the board president since 2019. Obviously, this parking issue is way before my time. I came onto the board in the hopes of creating a sense of community, in the hopes of trying to remedy an issue that's far before my time. As you can see, there's homeowners that are, fighting for those front 2 lots that are co-op parking lots, and the developer has stated multiple times, as well as hearing from our association attorney, that those lots are designated to co-op, and that myself as president doesn't have any authority to overrule that or to make a motion at one of our open meetings to open up the parking lots, which is why I haven't done so in all of these years, because I was guided that that wasn't allowed. So I did come the past few weeks to try and come up with some type of solution to give the homeowners some type of relief with the ticketing that has increased, being parked in the fire lanes. So we spoke about those stones directly in front of each unit's home. And I know that some people are going to be unhappy with maybe the aesthetics of that decision, or like Mr. Campos has stated, like if the front door is being blocked. But I feel as though there needs to be some type of resolution that is low to no cost to the association. So when we brought forth this idea of getting the stones in front of the unit, we had the thought in mind that it would be optional for a homeowner that wanted to participate in this, with the permission, of course, from the township, and that it would be at a homeowner's expense to do this work. It wouldn't cost the association any money, and then you would be guaranteed your driveway and this one, the patch of lawn that would be the landscaping stone that we would put over it, that the water would still be able to get through. I have an SUV, I have 2 small children. I've spoken before that County Road has no lights, so I would never park my SUV on County Road and then walk up all the way down. I live all the way in the back of the complex with my 2 babies. And nor would I, if the parking lots were to get opened, I would never park up there and walk all the way to the back with them either. So I was trying to do something that would benefit the masses, not it would benefit the people that live in maybe the first 10 units up in the front, because it's not a far walk for them. So I hope that you still consider our idea that was brought forth yesterday, that it would be at the homeowner's expense, not costing the association anything, and that it would bring some relief to the homeowners that have maybe more than 1 car or a vehicle that if they cleared out their whole garage, it still wouldn't fit anyway, but it's guaranteeing us having that secondary space if we needed it. I appreciate your time. I'm thankful for the Aberdeen Police. I'm thankful for everybody. I'm actually a teacher in Matawan, Aberdeen. I teach at Cambridge Park Elementary. So it definitely is important to me to bring the sense of community, not have the animosity, and to just come up with something that's going to benefit everybody and maybe bring people together instead of it always being an argument all the time. Thank you.
Thank you. Would anyone else like to, no, I'm not going to,
I just want to respond to Mr. Clement.
No, there's no response. You get one bite at the apple.
that's it? It's public comment. No, we're not going to start this. Anyone who has not been heard would like to be heard? with that, we'll close that agenda right now. And it appears, Mr. Attorney, we'll go to the executive session.
Whereas the Open Public Meeting Act permits the inclusion of the public from a meeting in certain circumstances, and whereas the public body is of the opinion that such circumstances presently exist, and whereas the governing body wishes to discuss litigation, minutes will be kept unless a matter involving confidentiality of the public will require the confidentiality, then the minutes can be made public. Now therefore be resolved that the public be excluded from this meeting.
Make the motion.
Second, somebody?
Second.
All in favor?
Aye.
No action will be taken.
Motion to adjourn? Thank you, ladies and gentlemen.